Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at an interesting book. So this is Growing Up Padro by Matt Tavares. Hold on, let me see if I can see. This is in a font that I have difficulty reading here. No. Tavares. I can't pronounce this. So, in celebration of Caribbean American or Caribbean Heritage Month, searching around, I found this book. This is a story of a baseball player, if you couldn't tell from the cover, by the name of Pedro Martínez and his brother, a little bit, Raymond. So, in this story, you kind of learn about Pedro and his brother Raymond, who was much bigger than him, and playing baseball in the Dominican Republic. They were very, very poor, and they literally lived in a little shack. And baseball was their way out. So his brother ended up signing with a training team for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and eventually got on their minors team and then into the majors. And then Pedro eventually followed him. Because they were Pedro was small. So Pedro Martínez was small, but he was very, very powerful. He was with the Dodgers for about 2 years, but they would never have him in a starting lineup. So they sent him to Canada. So they traded him, and he was with, I believe, what the team was. So he was with the Montreal Expos, which I don't think exist anymore. In fact, I'm almost positive they don't exist anymore. And then he was in their starting lineup for a while, and he became really, really good. And then he was traded to Boston, and that's where and eventually his brother joined him there because his brother hurt himself, common with pitchers, and eventually had to work his way back up to the majors. And he was with his brother with the Los Angeles Red Sox and then Raymond was there when they was one of the players that was on the team when they won the World Series. So he was very, very good. And it kind of talks about his relationship with his brother and their struggles and kind of how they learn. It talks about how they practice throwing rocks at mangoes in their backyard. And how he had to try really hard, as did his brother, because that was the way out of poverty for them. So that was there were 4 children, the 2 boys, and then they had 2 sisters. That's what they said. And how he had to work really hard. He had to prove himself. He was very small. I'm sure, I don't know, he's probably still alive. I'd have to ask my husband that question. But he had to work really hard to prove himself because he wasn't as big as some of the other players. But he was really, really powerful. He ended up with like a 98 mile an hour curveball. That's very, very fast. 98 miles an hour, tiny little ball flying at your head. So he played until, it looks like the back of the book, I think is his stats, until 2009. So he played for 18 years. So, it has the stats in the back. My husband's a baseball fan, not me. I don't know these numbers. But he was very, very good. And this is a really great book, particularly if you have a baseball-crazed family, are interested in baseball history, are interested in heroes in baseball, particularly those of people of color, which is, again, one of the reasons I'm covering this. It's Caribbean Heritage Month, and so this was one of the books that I chose. My husband, again, is a huge baseball fan. He will root for the Dodgers. He will root for our local team. His team is actually the Angels, but the Angels suck. So, and they have sucked for a while. But that is his team. My father is also a baseball fan, so I grew up with baseball. So this is familiar. But this is a really, really good book. The illustrations are really well done. Let me bring this in. So you see the boys throwing rocks at mangoes, trying to get accurate, essentially, and throw quickly. That's kind of what they're doing. And you have big brother, little brother. So, and let's see. Them both on the Dodgers. And the Dodgers baseball team later. And then, let's see. It's a little long. I'll say that. So it's definitely not a bedtime book. I would definitely say middle elementary for grades, just because, as you can see, there's a lot of words on the page. And yes, he talks too much when he was not pitching, so it wasn't a good thing. This is the brothers on the Boston team. They were together there on the Red Sox, and I believe this is the illustration of them winning the World Series. So it's a very good book. I enjoyed reading through it. And again, it's great if you have baseball fans, kids, you're looking for history, you're looking for heroes of color, particularly those of the Caribbean islands. Again, these both brothers grew up in the Dominican Republic, and then they did buy the land their parents were living. They grew up on and land around it, and basically created a little farm for their family because they wanted to give back. So that's really the end. It's not a huge book, but there's a lot of words in this one. It does have an author's note. He also learned English. That's the other thing that Pedro did. His brother complained about not being able to read all the English menus. And so he prepared and learned English. And that's the reason he was kind of upset when he was sent to Montreal, because everybody speaks French. But his brother's like, it's a smaller team. They'll give you a chance. Obviously, they did. And it's also not giving me page numbers. Sometimes they don't do that. But it is decently long. Again, as you can see, this is a decently sized book, and there's a lot of words to it. So I definitely recommend elementary school level, even maybe into middle school level when it comes to this. And I've said this before. Picture books aren't just for little kids. You can find a lot of information. So this is a really good. This is obviously in the biography section of our public library. I may eventually buy this for my child. We'll see. I may be, after I do this, I may, maybe like tonight, I may be handing this just to have my husband look at it, because I think he would enjoy it, because my husband is a baseball fan. This was coming out during baseball season. I'm filming it in Thanksgiving season. It's the end. It's the middle of November, so it's the 14th of November in 2022 here. So baseball season recently ended, unfortunately, disappointingly, because people don't like the Astros. But we're crossing our fingers that the Diamondbacks will get into the playoffs next year. Maybe. My husband has no hope for the Angels, and at least not right now. And we'll see about the Dodgers. My husband's from California, and from the LA area. So that's why he picks on those teams. My father kind of does as well, just because, again, he's also from the California area. But they both root for the Diamondbacks as well, because that's where we're at. So, end of this video. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I'm covering Caribbean Heritage Month, along with possibly something else. I do these in lists. So I do children's books like this. I do more advanced books. I do films. I don't know finding Caribbean films is difficult. So I know I have Cool Runnings on here. I can't remember what else I have. I think I'm doing Moana this month. I could be wrong. I know it's coming sometime this year, and it's probably out. If it's not out now, it will be out very soon, just because, again, there's limited films that I can do that has to do with Caribbean heritage, because they're just not made, at least not in English that I'm aware of, so that I can get a hold of in my public library, which is where I get most of my stuff, if you hadn't noticed, libraries. So be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I'm also doing book series a lot this year in 2022. I'm covering the Princess Diaries, which I've already done. I covered some more Tamora Pierce. I'm currently doing the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. That's what should be being shown to you right now. I'm not doing them right now. They're done. They're done and posted. it's a 15-book series. I just don't remember how long it took me to get through them. What's going to come after that is I'm going to go back to another Make Habit series, which I have not done yet. I haven't even read yet. And then I'm going back to Catherine Lasky. So, and that's going to go into 2024, and then we'll see what we're going to do next year, along with a variety of other stuff. So, and hopefully some more travel videos. I'll try to get more of my Wednesday, which is my random board games or travel videos or other homeschooling focused stuff, besides the Monday book reviews and the Friday film or media reviews, which, yes, I'm consistent every day, every Friday, every Monday, 8 o'clock, I have at least one video coming out. So, again, like and subscribe, leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.